If you're new to our channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button.
Coming up on the program, a quick down and dirty way of planting your pepper seeds indoors. Sponsored by
migardener.com, with over 450 varieties of non-GMO, heirloom, organic flowers, vegetables, and herb seeds, all for 99 cents. migardener.com.
Welcome to the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener. I'm Joy Baird. We're going to talk about how we can get our pepper seeds started. Now, you can go buy your pepper seeds at your local garden independent center, but your varieties are going to be limited. By starting your seeds indoors, you're going to have a very large, vast of opportunities of different types of peppers that you can plant, from hot and spicy to mild and sweet. So what we've done here is I've taken a root maker tray. We find that the 32 cell trays work the best from rootmaker.com. Put it in a 10 by 20 flat, and then we fill it with good potting soil. Whatever you get what you pay for, so get a good quality potting soil that's got good perlite or vermiculite, a peat moss or a cocoa coir, moisture retention medium in it, and something that's got slow release fertilizer, and a plant-based or animal-based compost would be the best here, because these are going to sit here for about 10 weeks or a little bit more. You want to start your peppers about 10 to 12 weeks before your last average frost date. So what we've done here, I've got them planted, so I'm just going to go through the basis of what I've done here. I'll explain the paper towel mechanisms on here for a reason in a moment. So we find that getting an old plastic window blind and cutting it in 4 to 6 inches in chunks works really, really well for seed tray markers. So I've got a bunch of different peppers here. All are mild peppers. You do want to keep them labeled if you're doing hot and mild, because specific varieties like Hungarian sweet and hot are identical in the seedling, plant, and harvest until you bite into it. That's the only way you know the difference, so keep that in mind. So we filled it up, we've planted our seeds. I put 2 per cell here, and then I can wean out the one that fits, that's the strongest, or possibly one doesn't germinate at all. Your seeds, pepper seeds, are good for 3 to 5 years minimum if you kept them in a cool, dry place over the year. So you're good on that. So we marked them, and then we will bottom water, and that simply means we fill the tray up with water about 1 to 2 inches and allow the soil to wick up the water that it takes to hydrate the soil. That usually takes 40 minutes to an hour. Once that has occurred, we want to drain off the excess water, because otherwise the soil will become oversaturated and the seed will be setting in a bog in water, and it just doesn't want to do that. It's hard for the seeds to germinate at that point. Peppers are a tropical plant, and people will say you need a lot of bottom warmth in order to heat the soil to get the seeds to germinate. This may be true if you're growing them or starting them in an unclimatized basement, shed, greenhouse, garage. But if you're in a house like we are in the corner of a bedroom, ambient temperature of 68 to 75, your seeds will start fine. These will take about 2 weeks to possibly 3 weeks to germinate, so do not be eager thinking that they didn't germinate. So we've hydrated them, the soil is moist now. We did that after we planted the seeds. An additional barrier to help the seeds not dry out as quick as they might is the paper towel mechanism, or the medium or technique here. So you just take paper towels, cut them to cover your seeds like I have here, and the tray, the soil is very, very moist because we've hydrated it. So now we can top water and hydrate the paper towel, and what that creates is a barrier of the soil not evaporating as quickly as it would if it was exposed. Almost essentially like a mulch layer in the garden. It's holding the moisture in. The paper towel will dry out over a day or 2, yes. So you just re-moisten it, and that does reduce the amount of evaporation that your soil, your seed is around. It also dictates on how dry your air is in your house. But hydrating the paper towel Allowing it to sit next to the soil will greatly reduce the evaporation. Now, once these germinate, and again 14, 21 days, maybe a little sooner based on the warmth in your home or your grow area, you will want to check underneath the paper towel. If the paper towel, if you forget and it's been 28 days or 30 days, you're not going to hurt the seedling. Remove the paper towel and the seedling will emerge up and reach for light, whether it's the Happy Leaf LED grow light or ambient light you got by a south-facing window. It won't hurt it, so keep that in mind. But again, you want to check these, put a timer on some mechanism, smartphone, something like that. All right, now that we've got them planted, we've got them hydrated, we want to put them somewhere in which they can grow. Grow light or window. You don't have to have the grow light on until you see these seeds emerge. You can leave the grow light off. So let's go down, take a look at what we're talking about with the Happy Leaf LED grow light. So you want to start your peppers 10 to 12 weeks before your last average frost date. If you're past that, you can still plant them, you can still get them started, but that's a good minimal guideline in which you can follow. And again, you want to plant the seed about a 1/4 inch deep. If you get a little deeper, a little shallower, it's not going to be that detrimental to the plant. So let's talk about grow lights. You don't have to have grow lights. You can use a south-facing window. We've used a west-facing window. But a grow light is an investment that greatly enhances the success of the seedlings in which you're growing. And the kind of grow light makes a difference as well. We're using Happy Leaf LED grow lights. We don't have to have them on for this, but I do have onion sprouting over here. So I've got them on for that. 12 on, 12 off is what I've got the timer set on. These cascade, the footprint is 30 inches wide. It's 3 seed trays, and these are the 17-inch lights. And the spectrum of light is incredible. Now, if you've watched starting the onion seeds, you will have seen the segment we incorporated when we talked to the owner, Victor, inventor and owner of the Happy Leaf, about the spectrums of light. And if you didn't, you can take a look at that right now.
So plants, and I'm going to get a tiny bit technical here.
All right.
So 450 nanometer blue light allows the plant to have a strong stem and bushy. 660 nanometer red light is what causes the plant to grow vertically and to flower. Without red light, you cannot flower. And plants actually absorb 100% of the red light that they receive and about 85 or so percent of the blue light, and they only absorb about 50% of the green light. That's why plants look green to us, because they're reflecting that light. So they don't absorb it, or they don't use it as efficiently, but we need the plants to look green, so we need to put a little bit of green light in there so that the plants also look really good and healthy.
So what you're doing is you're taking science and adjusting the light that is required and giving the plant what it actually needs and not any more.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Before I let you go, I want to talk about with a tube light, you got to replace it every year, year and a half. These do not diminish in intensity, correct?
No, they don't diminish significantly. So if you do use them every day for a long period, after 10 years, you may actually have a 10 to 15% reduction.
Which is virtually, you can't tell.
Nothing. You can't tell, right. So the key is the light is kept cool, and this is an aluminum extrusion.
Yeah, there's no heat to that at all.
Yeah, there's a little bit. It's warm.
But not to like a traditional tube light.
That's right, because with an LED light, to give another technical thing, an incandescent bulb, only 4% of the energy going into an incandescent bulb is light, 96% is heat. In a fluorescent bulb, 10% is light, 90% is heat. In an LED, it's 40% is light and 60% is still heat, but because you're getting 40% light out, you're 10 times more efficient than incandescent and about 4 times more efficient than a fluorescent.
So it's really interesting the science behind the spectrums of light and how the plants require it. So at this point, we want to just let the plants grow 17 or 14, 21 days, remove the paper towels. We want to check this about every day. Your best mechanism of how dry do I need to water is your finger. Stick the finger just gently into the soil. If it feels dry, water. If it doesn't, don't water. And you want to keep your towels damp on the top. And you can also bottom water is the best way we have found. So you're allowing the water to wick up to the soil, but also that barrier of the paper towel or the mulch will help hold moisture in and reduce the evaporation much more than if there wasn't nothing on top of the soil. Thanks for joining me. Join me again next time for more seed starting and vegetable growing. I'm Joy Baird, and this has been the Wisconsin Vegetable Gardener.
For more information, please visit thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com.